Ways to become the high valued person your ex cannot resist. Hi there, I'm Coach Abby. Welcome once again to Love Advice TV. Love Advice TV is a channel created uniquely for you to assist you in navigating through any relationship challenges. Whether you've recently gone through a breakup or are trying to rekindle that spark, you might be asking yourself, how can I become the kind of person my ex simply cannot resist? This isn't about playing games or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about deeply knowing your worth, evolving into your highest self, and radiating a confidence and authenticity that naturally draws others, and especially your ex, to you. Today, I'm going to walk you through powerful ways to become that high valued person, one whose presence commands respect, admiration, and yes, irresistible attraction. By the end of this video, you'll have practical steps, mindset set shifts, and new habits to help you transform your love life. So let's get started. First things first, you must own your own identity and worth. Everything, and I mean everything, starts here. Owning your identity. I want you to ask yourself, who are you when no one is watching? No one. Who are you? Are you that refined person that you come across as? Or are you a little bit, or do you take care of yourself? Do you look physically well? Do you keep things neat and compartmentalized? Or are they all over the place? So it's very important that we know who we are when no one is watching. What qualities do you cherish about yourself? Ask about that. What makes you unique beyond your relationship status? So too often after a breakup, we lose ourselves trying to win back approval. But being high valued means anchoring yourself in your own worth, independent of anyone's validation, including your ex's. This means embracing your strengths, your quirks, your passions. I worked with a client named Lisa, I have to bring her up, who felt so invisible after her breakups. And I say breakups because she's had a couple of breakups. But with that said, she believed she needed to change everything, always to get her ex back. She was so down on herself, absolutely stunning, and yet she was so down on herself on so many aspects. I strongly suggested to her, we've got to stop this right now, and we're going to take baby steps, and this is what we're going to be doing. I says, just focus on 3 things you like about yourself. Just 3 things. She looked at me through our Zoom session, and she said, 3 things? I says, okay, let's not make it that difficult. Give me 2. I mean, here I could have just said 3 things off of 10 things about her on the get-go. But she was just frozen with those 3 things. I said, okay, just 2. Seriously, she had a hard time coming up with just 2 things until I convinced her to jump right there and then from our Zoom session and to start journaling just about her core values. I says, we'll get back. I want you to sit by yourself in solitude. I want you to journal about your core values. Things like her kindness, her creativity, her resilience. She's gone through so much in life, and she still on the surface looks like a CEO of her life, even though she's crumbling inside. And it's so interesting how when we document something, when we read it back to ourselves, we start to believe once again in ourselves, to become that person again that we are, it's in there. We just fail to see it because we got so lost in our exes. Unfortunately, many times when we are in a relationship where we have put our partners on a pedestal, we tend to become invincible as far as being able to reorganize our lives. And we're invisible to other people and throughout the relationship. So you ask yourself, how do you start? And once again, just like Lisa did, journal daily. Write down 3 things you love about yourself, 3 achievements, and 3 things you want to explore. Keep it as a goal. Affirm your worth. Every morning, say aloud, I am worthy. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of respect. I am worthy of happiness. I am beautiful. I am loved. I am cherished. Whatever it might be. But you need to remind yourself of the importance of the word I am and anything that goes after that. Set authentic goals. Create small goals. I like to start small that align with your values, a new hobby, a fitness routine, learning a skill, a language, whatever. When you live aligned, and this is so important with your identity, you start projecting an unshakable confidence. And people, they love high-valued people, love high-valued confidence. It's something we attract each other. It's so important to become that person to attract a high-valued individual as well. It's seemingly you start possessing it effortlessly when you become a high-valued person. Next, I ask you to explore emotional intelligence. Artificial intelligence is good, but let's go for emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is a game changer in how high-valued people move through life. Emotional intelligence means you understanding your emotions without being controlled by them. We can't sometimes change our emotions, but we can learn how to control them. Recognizing emotion in others and responding empathetically. Handling conflicts and setbacks with grace. This is what high-value people do. And it seems effortless to them. Why? Because they've practiced it. We all have to practice it until it becomes our reality. Emotional maturity signals strength and stability. It tells others, including your ex, that you're someone who can handle life's ups and downs. That's so sexy when you're with someone that oh my God, if the bottom bursts open or what have you, that person's got my back. They can help me. They're my partner. They're there to protect me, to make me feel safe, to contribute. It's so important. That's what high-value partners mean and do for each other. Imagine you get a text from your ex, and instead of reacting out of hurt or anger, you pause, breathe a minute, and then you just respond thoughtfully. They reread it a couple of times, or they're expecting you to sort of call them out if they haven't reached out in a while and what have you. What you're trying to show them is a new dynamic. This creates a space where respect starts to grow again and old wounds begin to heal. So how can you build emotional intelligence? Mindfulness practice. Spend 5 to 10 minutes daily. And you say, Abby, 5 to 10 minutes, come on, how much do you use your phone strolling through pictures and whatever? 5 to 10 minutes on yourself. Observing your thoughts, your feelings. Without judgment, by the way. It's not, oh my gosh, why did I think of that? No, just go ahead and observe it. Pause and reflect. When triggered, count to 10 before responding to messages or conversations. You get used to doing empathy exercises. What are empathy exercises? Put yourself in your ex's shoes. What might they be feeling? What are they afraid of? Have you ever thought of that? I mean, it's not that they're attacking you. Maybe they're protecting themselves. Developing these skills won't just help with your ex. They'll actually improve relationships in all parts of your life, It's a high-value trait that's hard to ignore. It is so important to learn to cultivate independence and self-sufficiency because independent is magnetic. High-valued people have lives that don't revolve around their relationships. They have passions, they have hobbies, friendships, careers, and goals, and they all thrive independently. you don't need a mass of people. You just need a great creative mind to be independent. People say, well, Abby, I'm not making enough money. I can't afford this. You can do so much in solitude. It's amazing. These are tricks that they're there for you if you just reach in and start cultivating. Because when you cultivate independence, you demonstrate to your ex that you're whole on your own. And this changes the dynamic. You're no longer someone desperate or waiting. You're someone thriving. You're growing. You're shining, whether or not they're in your life. And it's not that you don't care. You do care. We all care. That's why you're here visiting me today, because you want tips to get your ex back. And I want to be able to give you those tips. But what we have to say is that with or without them, we're going to stay focused on becoming and maintaining ourselves as a high-value individual. How do you cultivate this independence, you might ask? It's not that easy. But, every work starts from with us. I don't have the magic wand and say, this is how you do it. No. You reconnect with your old passions. Remember yourself before you met that person. What activities did you love to do before this relationship? Was it painting, dancing, hiking, whatever it might be? Try new things if you can't remember, or if they're no longer attractive to you. Pick something that excites or challenges you. Take a class. Do something out of the box. Buy something different. Change your attire, your dress, your hair, whatever it might be. Something that you feel you grow from because you're challenging yourself. Maybe it's learning an instrument or joining whatever, a new class. Build your support system. Spend time with friends and family who uplift you and inspire you. A client I worked with, his name was Jason. He used to feel lost when his ex went silent. And he would just immediately, Abby, what about if she meets someone new? It was his biggest concern was she would meet someone new. I diverted the conversation back to getting him to focus on his career and his personal interests. Hesitantly, he really did. He transformed to someone quite vibrant and reputable, by the way, and someone with a life, for God's sakes. He was just so dependent on her. And interesting enough, when she reached out, she couldn't help but notice, and she was convinced that it was fueled by someone else, and he had been convinced that it was over. And little did he know that she was, subliminally checking him out through friends, knowing what he was doing, seeing his progress, seeing his demeanor, seeing him looking at himself as a self-worth individual, as a high-valued man. We all want to feel high-valued in our own ways. You see, when you live independently, you invite others to appreciate your whole self. Never underestimate, please, the power of elevating your communication and presence. Your energy and communication style speaks volumes. High-valued people don't just talk, they connect. They listen deeply. They speak with intention and carry themselves with quiet confidence. Think about how you show up when you talk to your ex or when you're out with friends. I mean, there are times that, oh my gosh, Abby, I just saw him. What am I going to do? I'm so nervous. I'm fidgety. I'm overly eager to. No, be calm, poised, and attentive. Gentlemen, it's so easy. You don't have to, all of a sudden say, well, what are you doing tomorrow night? And I'd love to see you. No. What you do is you try to implement ways to elevate your communication. Use assertive language. You say what you mean without apologies or regressions. Practice active listening. People normally have a lot to say. Just listen. You don't have to tell them everything that you've been doing. Focus on truly understanding the other person, not just waiting to respond. Mind your body language. There's so much that's said. I've always been called a little passionate because I am passionate and people know me. My body language most of the time is, it's passionate. I love what I do. I love who's around me. I try to find myself always in that thing that I say, I'm so happy and passionate to be around or doing what it is that I'm doing. It's so important. My body language lets that be known. Keep open posture. There's a way of having that steady eye contact with a person while keeping a relaxed demeanor. You change the fluctuation of your voice. You make it so that people feel warm. They feel invited by you. Be inviting. Be warm. Presence is magnetic because it makes people feel valued. And you become a valued person when you make others feel value. When your ex experiences your confident presence, trust me, they can't help but be attracted to this change. And finally, for the purpose of this video, because once again, I get into my passion mode and I can continue with this, I just want to point out, it's so important. Prioritize self-care and boundaries. They are the cornerstone of being high valued. When you take care of yourself, your mind, your body, and your spirit, you glow with vitality. When you set boundaries, you protect your energy and show you won't settle for less than you deserve. Self-care, it's sort of simple. It looks like physical care. It's regular exercise. It's good sleep. It's nourishing food. It's mental care. Mental care. We need to, calm ourselves, soothe ourselves. Reading, journaling, limiting toxic inputs. If we have to put some friends on the shelf for a while because of all their dramas and toxic input, we can. Whatever it takes to bring back a calm, disciplined disposition. Our emotional care, therapy, meditation, supportive relationship, setting boundaries. It's so important. You need to learn to say no to toxic conversations or situations. I do that with many times when I find myself where I'm in a situation of toxic behavior or inappropriate behavior, I pick up and I just don't entertain it. When you don't fuel something, it doesn't grow. So not responding immediately to every message. You need to protect your personal time and space. This combination creates a powerful aura of self-respect and balance. Your ex will be drawn to that energy, wondering how you became all of a sudden so whole and strong. Now, to support your journey, I invite you to take the complimentary questionnaire below. It's really designed to help you assess what next steps you should consider moving forward. Also, remember, if you want or need deeper guidance, consider booking a one-on-one session with me. Together, we'll create a personalized plan to help you step confidently into that high-valued person you are always meant to be. You are, it's in there, I know. We all can be high-valued. And just with that said, once again, thank you so much for joining me today. Remember, becoming high valued isn't about changing who you are. It's about peeling back layers. It's about embracing your authentic self and shining with the confidence that naturally attracts love and respect in every area of your life. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more tips on personal growth, mending broken relationships, and everything in between. Until next time, I'm Coach Abby.